Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rena. It's another, well, cloudy day today, not as sunny as yesterday, but I've got a really exciting video for you. I'm gonna show you all of my sunscreen for my 2020. Like all of my sunscreen collection. Obviously the ones that's definitely not working for me, they are already out. So everything I leave it here today will be the ones I am keeping, and I'll be finished, well, try to finish use it before they get expired. And I remember some of you guys mentioned in my previous comments that I wasn't mentioning if they're stinging or if they're peeling, so I will go through each individual of the sunscreen and I'll tell you those two particular points, and I'll insert all the swatches. I did a lot of swatches and it was hurting my hands, but I hope you enjoy today's video. If you missed one of those previous ones, feel free to check it out. I have a whole list, but if you just don't want to check each individual ones, watch this video. It has every single sunscreen that I've got for 2020. Without further ado, let's just dive into it. And don't forget, if you like today's video, give me a thumbs up and consider subscribe to my channel. Let's go. Okay, so here is my what is called drawer for all my skincare products here, and the first two drawers here are all for the sunscreens. I've got two drawers of sunscreens. This one is where I keep all the sunscreens gonna expire soon by the end of 2021, and these are some after sun cares. And in the first drawer, you can hear the noise, is all the other sunscreen that is not gonna expire soon, so I'm just gonna take my time, use it. I do share with my family and friends, so you know, don't you worry, they will be all gone, but I am having a lot of sunscreens at the moment because I'm reviewing them. Okay, let's go to Keratin one first. I've got three currently holding with me, and I've got a couple at home. So the one that I got here is their anti-aging Suncare SPF 50+ and their Aquavelvet Milk Lotion. I like this one the best. So none of the Keratin products are causing any irritations around my face, around my eyes, and none of them are peeling, which are two very most important factors when I'm looking for a sunscreen. So these two are very oily, very greasy, and really they don't have much difference. The special ingredient in each of these are not what they claim for. They're all just highly moisturizing ingredients, and the Suncare one even contains fragrance, so I'm like, no. The one that I really like from Keratin is actually this one. This is the one that gives a nice healthy glow, and this is also the reason why I purchased the rest of these. So I still recommend you go for this one, but this one contains fragrance. So if you want one without fragrance, Keratin do have a kids sunscreen lotion which is fragrance free, and it's in a 200ml big bottle. I bring it back to my sister so she can use it, and everyone in the family can use it as well. The other Keratin one that I bring home is their 30+ matte finish. Bring it for mom and grandma to use it up, help me to use it up. That one is not a full matte finish, but it's not as greasy as these two, so I reckon it's perfect for them to use during the summertime, and both of them are having a bit of drier skin compared to mine, so yeah, perfect for them to use. I'm just gonna pop this one back into the first drawer so I don't get mixed up. And then next up, we've got the Shield Sunscreen Broad Spectrum SPF 50. This one's really good in my opinion, but I did notice if you apply too much, you know, you just lost the control of the amount that you put it on the face. It can cause a bit of peeling just around my hairline in particular. So speaking of peeling, it can happen. So I reckon you just put the perfect amount. Well, it's hard to define perfect, I know. Or if you just use the majority of them around the center of the face and blend it out towards your hairline, you should be fine. For this reason, I wouldn't say, oh, this is gonna be the perfect for everyone, you know, particularly for the girls who is doing makeup like me, and I've got long hair, a lot of baby hair around my head. So if that's something you concerns, there are better ones I'm gonna mention in a minute, so just look out. And yeah, it's not irritating around my eyes, so that's really good. I found I don't have a really sensitive eyes. Like, my biggest issue is the baby hair around my hairline, and that's causing a lot of problems, and you guys seems to have like a lot of irritations around the eyes. So do leave your comments down below if you use any of the product that I mentioned, and when I say it's not irritating to my eyes and you did notice irritating around yours, leave your comment down below so people can't know, because I really can't test it. I don't notice much of irritation apart from one I'm going to mention in the first drawer in a minute. Alright, moving on, I've got the Sunscreen Suncare SPF 30 Sheer Touch Tinted Sunscreen. I've also got an untinted one up in here. So if these two ask me to compare, this drawer is making a lot of squeaky noise. I would recommend the untinted version. So in between these two, the common things are none of them are irritating my eyes, but they do all have a really strong smell. So I reckon the smell can actually make your eyes quite stinging, but I didn't notice that. But I still hate the smell, and it's so strong. It's like a very strong chemical metal smell. It only lasts for the first 10 minutes when you apply it on. I won't notice throughout the day. Still, if I can stay away from it, I would probably. So I can see myself won't be able to finish this one by the time it expires, but I'll try my best. I purchased everything with my own money. I do want to use it up as much as I can. The tinted version got different colors. I've got in the light medium. I believe they have at least 1 or 2 shades. However, I've noticed the untinted one is not causing any white cast. So if you are going for one, I would recommend you go for the untinted one, because the tinted version is not giving me huge much of coverage at all, and the shade seems to be turning to a bit red as I wear throughout the day. So I don't recommend it if you have other options, which we do in Australia. And I found they do seems to be peeling a little bit. The tinted version one definitely peeling more than the untinted version. In terms of peeling, it's not like peeling straight off. It's more like once you start wearing as the day goes along, it's get really tacky and greasy, seems to be sliding around. So when I use a setting powder on top of it, it's really minimizing and reducing that sort of appearances. But I can imagine during these days when we wear a mask, it's gonna be a bit of a transfer, particularly consider the greasy formula. So yeah, I would say since I've been testing out so many sunscreens, they are going from the middle range down towards to the bottom half. That's that one. And then we've got the Cancer Console sunscreen. This is their active sunscreen. I've also got a few all in these similar packages. Let me just put them all out. Alright, I've got 4 of their this sort of packaging sunscreens. This is the Ultra Cooling Sunscreen SPF 50+. This is the one that stings around my eyes, like really stings around my eyes, not just the eyes, my entire face. So I would not recommend anyone to try this if you have a quite sensitive skin. None of the Cancer Console products are causing any peeling around my face, which is a really good thing. And this is the only sunscreen that I've tried over all of these are having like stinging around my eyes. So this is a really stinging version. The other one is their Sensitive Sunscreen SPF 50+. This is a mixture of mineral and chemical sunscreen, which I really like. I haven't had a lot of mixed mineral and chemical sunscreen in my collection here. This is one of the very affordable one from Australian drugstore. This one is fragrance free and is containing aloe vera and vitamin E for the sensitive skin. Because it's having a mineral ingredients, it is causing, I wouldn't say it's a white cast, but it's more like a brightening effect to my skin. So if you have a really dark skin, you might notice a bit more obvious. This is just like a brightening primer if you have any of those. I do like everything else about this one is giving a nice healthy glow, and because it's brightening up my face, I can skip a brightening primer on those days and I just apply my foundation. Really loving this one. It's not stinging around my eyes, like I said, it's not peeling. And then these two I just reviewed in my very recent review videos. If you haven't checked it out, I'll leave the link up above and down below. Moisturizing one, it's very moisturizing, and I believe both of these are having fragrance, yes. So if you're going for fragrance free, it will be this one. It's the best for you because it is moisturizing sunscreen as it claims. I actually found it's a bit too much for me. I figured this sunscreen would just lie in between saying very healthy glow to a very greasy finish. So it's definitely not for my skin type, but if you have a really dry skin, you might like this one. Although I'll say this one is sort of like shiny greasy, it's still not as much as the Keratin one that I just mentioned in the lower drawer. So this is more like a moisturizing, and those two, the Keratin ones, are like almost like greasy. And so yeah, only recommended for a certain type of skins, and it has fragrance, don't forget. This is the active sunscreen. This one is having a dry touch, quick absorption onto the skin, which I really like, to be honest. I like it for on the go. In terms of the dry touch, it's not the quickest one. Like it takes a few minutes to get to the dry finish, but I don't mind. I actually do really like the finish, and I forgot to mention mention, Cancer Console all having this like small packaging, and this is their regular size, 110 mils I believe, and the small one it was like 35 or something. Yeah, so if you are someone like me having a lot of sunscreen, or you're just trying, like based on my description you're not quite sure which one to go for, Cancer Console always having the small versions save you some money, and if you really don't like it, you're not wasting a lot of products. That's something I really like. So let's just dig into more of the Cancer Console products here. Oh, and these two are not stinging around my eyes, not peeling on my face. I always forget to mention these to you, and I said I'm gonna mention everything in this video. I'm not. Alright, let's just pull the rest of the Cancer Console Face Day Wear Moisturizer out, and I'll show you all together. Okay, so this is all their Face Day Wear Moisturizer line, and I have to do a quick mention. This one's containing this number here, so AUSTL, so this is a therapeutic good label. That means it's a therapeutic good sunscreen past TGA test, and this one is actually a tinted based BB cream, which means it's a cosmetic product, so it's not passed the test by TGA. I still believe it would have SPF 50 or very close to, but it's not going through the TGA test, which now I know why they have a tinted version of this moisturizer and a separate BB cream. And that is also probably the reason why this one works better, because it was designed for a cosmetic product. It's like foundation. So I'm gonna have a video about all the TGA guidelines of their sunscreen regulations, 10 basic questions I figure everyone should know if you are interested in these areas, because I did not know until I did my research. I was like, oh wow, that is why. And I sort of misleading in my previous video because I figured there's no point of having two similar products. Well, it turns out this is not actually a classified sunscreen. It's a BB cream with sunscreen SPF within. Anyway, so I'm not gonna talk much, but it is a good one, but you know, not classified within sunscreen range, so let's put that aside. These three, my favorite one, everyone knows, is this Cancer Console Face Day Wear Moisturizer in the matte invisible, and this is their regular, like, I guess the basic classic form. So this one's not claiming to have any water resistance. It's a really good matte finish if you're someone loving a matte sunscreen, because you just hate the oil or whatever shine that it creates. Even its healthy glow sometimes still can be too much for a certain type of skin. This is the perfect one. I've heard so many people loving it. It's a classic iconic product. I couldn't say more about this. So if you haven't tried this, I urge everyone to try it out. On their half price sale, you get it less than $10. The other one is their waterproof version. So this one is not as matte as the pink version. So I'll say if you go on swimming, or you know, you're sweating a lot, you still need a waterproof version, and that is recommended by TGA. I'm saying a lot of TGAs during the last 5 minutes or less. So yeah, still need to have this one, but if just for your face, and if you're just doing office work or you know, driving in the car, this pink one is good enough. And then we have this tinted version. This is the one give me a lot of trouble. So it's got a tint that you don't see it straight away, and as you blend it on your face, you started to noticing it. And once the color shows, you couldn't move it around. If you move it, it will peel, like literally peel. I have to wash off my face twice when I was testing this out because it wasn't working. So my way of work this on my face is to apply a very minimal amount, quickly, evenly apply to my face, and then repeat the steps until I got a full correct amount on my face. So it's a really difficult process of using this on my face. I wouldn't recommend it, but like I said, this is a proper therapeutic sunscreen. So if you want something with a bit of tint, maybe give it a go. It's not giving a lot of coverage as well, so I don't really get the whole idea of tint. I thought it's providing a bit of coverage, but apparently it's not. So I would still just go for this one, and this is my favorite since I apply makeup afterwards anyway. But yeah, here are these three. This is the only one can cause a bit of peeling if you're not using it correctly. I mean, it wasn't correctly, it was just a tricky product to use, but none of them are stinging around my eyes. I still really love the brand in general. I figure most of the product, like 99%, are really good ones. Alright, moving on. I've got some other... Uh-oh, one of my sunscreen just dropped. Let's have a look. Banana Boat. I think I've got two of Banana Boat products. Yes. One is their Dry Balance, the Dry and Fresh SPF 50+. This is the one that I couldn't use on my face, but I love it used on my body. So it peels on my face. It did not sting, but it has a fragrant smell. So watch out if you are sensitive to those. on my body, it's giving me a really nice glow. It's saying it's having a soft matte finish. I would say it's more like satin finish. Really love it the way it feels on my body, and it's quite moisturizing as well, not too greasy. It's a perfect balance, and it's a dry touch finish, so you know it's not going to be tacky or anything. This is my second bottle. My first bottle was expired recently. The other one that I've got is the Banana Boat Simple Protect Sensitive Skin Face Tinted Sunscreen. This is a pure mineral sunscreen and is a oil-free version, so it won't clog into the pores, which is fantastic. You don't see a lot of these claims on the sunscreens. It didn't cause any irritations around my eyes, but it can cause a bit of peeling at certain times, again mainly around my hairlines, and because the finish of this one is quite oily as well, so similar to the Sunscreen one, although the texture are really different. So if you wear it throughout the day and as the day goes along you sweat, you know, you're just having a natural rubbing on your face, you may be noticing some of the sunscreens are peeling off. But if you use a setting powder like I always do, because I do put makeup on, even just like with a bit of coverage setting powder, it does help hold everything together. But yeah, this is the only thing, but I wouldn't recommend this because I reckon the finish by itself is a bit too oily, too greasy, and I found a better one, like the Invisible Zinc at the back. It's a way better version. When I was doing that testing video of the mineral sunscreen, I wasn't able to find a lot of the good stuff, and now I do, so that's why I'm doing a whole collection review with you guys to let you know the update on all these sunscreens. Alright, let's move on to the next brand, which is this Hawaiian Tropic. I've got one of their Dual Defense Face sunscreen lotion. I don't know if they're recently changing their package or they are changed their formula. I don't see this everywhere, but I can still see at certain places. They do have a regular face lotion. I figure they're essentially the same thing. This is actually really good. It creates a film on my face. It feels like really radiant, like almost like a filter on my face. I love it for a primer as well as a sunscreen. The Dual Defense was aiming for against the UVA, UVB plus some of the pollution. So I can't test for the pollution part, and I doubt it has any, but I try to believe in it. Apart from that, I really love this one. It's got a scent which I was hating it when I first reviewed it. But now I've been through Sunscreen sunscreen, so I really don't mind this scent. And I'm recently reviewing a Reef coconut sunscreen. Oh my gosh, that coconut scent. I start to really think Hawaii Tropical is not having a scent at all, you know, after you're testing so many. It's got a really tropic, light, mild scent to it, which only lasts for 5 to 10 minutes as well. And same with their Spots sunscreen. This is also the one having the same scent, and none of these are irritating around my eyes or causing any peeling. These two, because the finish is more like a film, like filtering finish, I figure you can never actually cause any peeling around your face. Like if you ask me a sunscreen that you definitely gonna not cause any peeling, these two are the ones I'm going to recommend. Although I know everyone's skin type is different, so if you didn't use this and you notice peeling, let me know and down in the comments, so you know, for others to know as well. So the Spot one is having a sweat resistance SPF 50+. This is definitely more rainier than the face lotion, which is good. That's what you need when you spread all around your body. I use it on my face, on my body. It's perfectly fine, giving a nice, like I said, radiant film finish. I've said this way too many times. I really love both of these, and this is a fairly new launch, so there's no change of packaging or formula whatsoever, so you can definitely go try this one out. Alright, there's only a couple more that I have to say. Let's just go this Invisible Zinc. I did try 3 Invisible Zinc products by now, and the other 2 are all gone to the trash bin. They're not working. They're moisturizing SPF 30 in a pump, and as well as one of these, but it's not in a tinted version. It was like untinted face defense sheer mineral sunscreen, whatever it's called, but it was terrible. But this is actually really good. This is the Invisible Zinc Tinted Day Wear Mineral Shield SPF 30 in the color light. I would say this is by far the best mineral tinted sunscreen that is available from Australian drugstore that passed TGA test. It's perfect. It is giving a little bit of a shiny finish. I figure it's really hard to get a matte or, you know, semi-matte finish with a completely mineral sunscreen in Australia to pass all their regulation guidelines. But it's really good, and the tint is actually giving me a light coverage, so I love everything in this sunscreen, and this one is not stinging around my eyes and is not causing any peeling. So I remember that I mentioned in that video I was saying this invisible zinc, it's like a perfect dupe for Paula's Choice. Well, you know what, looking at Paula's Choice, you know they have a sticker here. Behind here it says broad spectrum, but now they put a tinted base. So based on my study on TGA, tinted base means this is a makeup product, which makes this in the same category as this Cancer Console one. So I was correct in my video. I said these two are really close up dupes. One is a chemical, one is a mineral. But maybe because both of these are actually considered as cosmetic products in Australia. I'm not saying they're not good. I still really love this, and I still consider repurchase one of these, you know, because I love the way it just so easy apply my face. But if you are someone only looking for Australian approved TGA sunscreen products, then Paula's Choice, there's a question mark here. Now if I compare all three of these, I would recommend Invisible Zinc the first, and then for the price point, maybe Cancer Console, and then Paula's Choice if you like that skincare ingredients within. So yeah, just quickly let you guys know. So, alright, we've got the Roche Posay SPF 50 Plus Ultra Light Sunscreen. This is the one that you have to shake it well before you use. This used to be one of my favorite, but I didn't end up repurchase another bottle of this, and now I know why. It didn't sting around my eyes, which is perfect. This is a very runny texture. You can probably tell from the swatch that I have it there. The only issue that I have with this one is it peels around my hairline. Got a lot of baby hairs there. I figured that could be one of the reasons. You know, the tiny hair there that's always causing problems. The only reason why I'm not repurchasing, because it is not easy to apply, particularly around the hairline, that I sometimes have to use a hairbrush to comb through it to get rid of the peeling. And to be honest, it's not the most affordable one, but they do have their special technology in there, which is, you know, only available from the brand. So if you don't have the peeling issue, and definitely not stinging around my eyes, I swear, based on my experience, it is still worth to give it a shot, but I probably wouldn't repurchase this one personally. My mom's still really loving this. And let's go for Neutrogena. Neutrogena Ultra Sheer Dry Touch Sunscreen Lotion SPF 50 Plus. This is for the face and body. If you do wanting to apply as much as SPF as possible, then go for the face and body version. This one is a very quick dry touch, like immediately dries. Dry touch doesn't necessarily mean matte, so this is still having a ultra sheer, like a teeny tiny sheer on my face, which I love. A very minimal glow, you can't tell, but it's definitely not matte. I really like this one, and I can see myself repurchase another one of these in the near future. This is not stinging or peeling around my face and not stinging around my face or my eyes. This is the Priceline Everyday Sunscreen Lotion SPF 50 Plus. Oh my gosh, this one. This is a very old-fashioned sunscreen. They're greasy, they're oily, they're making your face looking even worse when you applied it. Yeah, everything, the bad thing about an old-fashioned sunscreen, this one has it. This one is not stinging, not peeling off. If I use it on my body, I probably wouldn't be that much bothered. But the greasiness, it wouldn't be something I prefer though. The last but not the least is the Coast Tinted Facial Sunscreen SPF 50 Plus in the color medium. This is a chemical sunscreen. Someone asked me before if this is a mineral or mixture. I believe this is a chemical sunscreen. They do have a cylinder tube form. It's like in a pump, I believe. It's called Coast Zinc Sunscreen. I need to purchase that one to test it out for you guys because that's a pure mineral. This is one of my first tinted facial sunscreen, and they only have in the color medium, so it is a medium color. It's very dark, like you can tell. Here is obviously oxidized, but it's still very dark by looking at it. This one doesn't sting around my eyes. It's having a similar issue like the Cancer Console or the Sunscreen tinted one, that if you apply too much, it seems to be peeling off a little bit. So I guess all the sunscreen comes with a tinted version, having this trouble of actually staying on your face for some reason. I'm not a specialized person in, you know, ingredient formulation stuff, but I guess based on the experience that I've got, it could be one of the factors causing all these issues is the tint within the sunscreen. And plus this tint is too dark, too red for me. It's not providing much of coverage, probably a light coverage in my memory. I have to say I really need to force myself to use and finish this because it is also a quite oily finish on my face. After using foundation, it's fine, it works well. This one's like, probably wouldn't recommend, but if you want to give it a try, it's not a very bad product. Okay, that is everything for all the collections of my sunscreen in 2020. I'm definitely having more for 2021 if you saw my recent shopping haul. And I'm digging into the TGA, so if you want to know all of those, please consider subscribe my channel. If you like today's video, please give me a thumbs up and leave all the comments down below. If I forgot to mention anything about stinging or peeling, leave your comments down below and I'll reply it and probably just, you know, let everyone else know as well. I hope you have had a great day. Enjoy the lovely weather. Happy holidays, everyone, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!